that is there. That is there. That is what.
Konda Vishweshwar.
Sri Konda Vishweshwar Reddy.
Be brief, sir. Please. Brief.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. The key takeaway from the UN Conference on Sustainable Development in 2012 led to a document titled The Future We Want. And with that, we migrated from the Millennium Development Goals to the Sustainable Development Goals. But even at the Millennium Development Goals, the goals remain goals, and we did not achieve them on infant mortality, maternal mortality. This is between 2000 and 2015. Women employment, hunger, very important. We did not reach these goals, sir. And then we migrated into Sustainable Development Goals. But if you look at the term Sustainable Development Goals, there's an inherent conflict of terms, or probably an oxymoron, because some of us interpret it as the goals should be sustainable. Actually, goals should not be sustainable. Goals should be reached, sir. What we are doing is we are sustaining the goals rather than sustaining the development. So if you look at the various plans, programs, projects, schemes, and yojanas of various ministries in this government and in the past government, it looks like no country, no government takes care of its people as much as Indian governments take care of Indian people, sir. Right from childbirth or pregnancy, we have so many schemes and yojana. When the child goes to school, we have a yojana. For its midday meal schemes, we have programs. For the employment, for education, and thereafter, if they want to set up an industry or get a job. And at the end, even when they become old, there's a yojana. And I think for old age, I think the number of yojanas and schemes, I think no other country has, sir. But I think the Sustainable Development Goals are highly interconnected and intertwined. And that is what was discussed at the UN, sir. But while the goals are interconnected, the programs of all the ministries are not interconnected. Many of them work in silos, sir. In fact, some ministries, sir, within the ministry, there are two programs that kind of conflict with each other. The Honorable Minister Tomarji is here. I'll just give one example without having to this thing. So we have this toilet program, sir. We have these two soak pits for toilets. Very good for Swachh Bharat. And then we also have drinking water. We want to provide clean drinking water to everyone. Now, if every village, every home has a toilet with two soak pits, the E. coli bacteria from the soak pits will go into the borewell drinking water, sir. It goes against the principle of clean drinking water from borewells, sir. But yes, we had to do it because it's easier achievable than to put a drainage system. It was practically not possible to put a drainage system for the whole village and take the drainage out of the village. Though it was something that was practical, it was done. But I think these should not conflict, sir. But most importantly, sir, we have to be tough on ourselves. We have to give village targets and goals, and only if you do this, we'll provide additional funds for, let's say, a youth sports building or a community hall, or we provide additional road for the village. So we have to be tough, and we should be less tolerant on ourselves when it comes to any targets relating to these goals, whether it's cleanliness or hygiene. We need to be less tolerant, sir. One more example, sir, the SDG 7 relating to the energy, biogas, sir. Biogas is a program by the renewable energy, sir. But this actually intersects 7 other SDGs, sir. But SDG 7 is energy, but biogas also takes the municipal sanitation, animal waste, and human waste to make biogas. So it connects to SDG 6 on sanitation. Putting up biogas plants requires labor and technique and skill in the rural areas, so it provides employment, so it addresses SDG 8. Biogas also keeps the village clean because of sanitation, so SDG 3 is addressed. And SDG 13, so it has impact on, and most importantly on climate change, SDG 13, sir, because Biogas is the only renewable energy which reduces climate change, which captures methane instead of it going into the air. So there's no coordination between many of these programs between different ministries, sir. Similarly, sir, on the skills development, Rudy ji was here, is not there. Most of the skills development are oriented to city-oriented jobs, sir. Out of, I think, more than 235 private sector partners and 38 sectoral skills council, most of them are oriented towards city-based jobs. Now we also have this problem of migration from rural area to the cities. So it actually conflicts with that because the agriculture labor is becoming less and less efficient because the average age of the agriculture labor is about 50 years old and they are less productive, sir. Coming to railways, sir, railways are focusing on great intercity connectivities, and what is happening is smaller towns right next to the cities, the trains don't stop, sir. So the youth are forced to leave the villages and start living in the cities instead of living in the nearby villages and commuting. So this is a problem I think so many members have mentioned in the parliament. The trains are not stopping because trains don't not only provide transportation, they can actually prevent rural to urban migration, sir. So I think one sector the country spends the most and provides the least employment is energy, sir. We spend about 1.5 lakh crores on importing oil and another 50-60,000 crores on importing coal. And we spend a lot of money on power projects, sir. It provides the least amount of. Now we started the solar policy, which again requires no skill, no local employment, high capital outflow. So some of these projects as compared to biogas or something else, sir. So some of these need to have a coordination between ministries and the various programs, and they should not work in silos. They also need to coordinate with the state programs, sir. I think Kakoli Ghoshji had mentioned, honorable member had mentioned about traditional foods and vegetables. That was an extremely important point, sir. We go to the central hall, sir, we have lunch there. I have never eaten a local Indian vegetable, sir. I eaten tomato, potato, carrot, capsicum, beetroot, beans, cauliflower, corn, chilies, all these are imported. They are not native to India, sir. We have not eaten kaddu, karela or palak parvar, sir. So I think these are I think the biodiversity is gone, but more importantly, sir, more than, just having pride in our traditional food, if you say for growing kaddu and karela, they don't use pesticides, and these are traditional Indians, suiting our climate and suit. They don't use pesticides and they don't use fertilizers, sir. Nobody growing kaddu and karela goes that, sir. We are importing the foods and then we are putting pesticides, artificially creating that environment. Again, that's a we have some great food, sir. I think we have lost. On a travel abroad, I came across Chinese morning glory. I got those seeds and growing them. A villager says it's a weed that grows here, and we've forgotten how to eat it and cook it. Similarly, lengda in Himachal Pradesh, a beautiful vegetable, sir. Much more this thing than broccoli. We have forgotten that, sir. So same, we have agave, which grows in Mexico. They make tequilas and all, which grows in Telangana, sir. Our grandfathers used to eat the heart of but we have forgotten how to eat that, sir. So I think we need to promote some of these, sir. But the regional disparities, sir, we as a country are very proud of our diversity, but there are some regional disparities we need to be ashamed of, sir. So if we compare even developed countries and very underdeveloped African countries, sir, say take for example United States. Between Massachusetts, the most, and California, the most advanced state, and Louisiana, the most backward state, there'll be a per capita difference of 2 times. One is about $40,000, other is about $20,000 per capita. But in India, it is huge, sir. Between, let's say, Goa, Pondicherry, and Delhi, and Bihar, and UP, there's almost a 10 times difference, sir. But it's not just in the numbers and the revenue, sir. In every parameter of development, literacy, infant mortality, unemployment, states like Kerala differ greatly, 10, 20 times difference from some of the backward states, sir. But what was very shocking, sir, I just came from a conference Sikkim is having a big population problem, sir. The problem in Sikkim is, while rest of India has too much population, Sikkim, Honorable Member P.D. Rai educated me on this point, Sikkim, the population is declining to an unsustainable level, sir. So there's great inequality more than any other. More than United States, but what's more surprising is more than African countries like Ethiopia, with a per capita income of $1,000, where there's a province called Afar and Oromai. These are two different provinces, sir. The difference between two different Ethiopian provinces are much less than a difference between states in India, sir, on all parameters. We are countries within countries, sir, and I think this is something we need to address very, very importantly, sir. So, they say SDGs, as opposed to Millennium Development Goals, are more quality-oriented, sir. Whereas that was more number, how many schools you'll put up and things like that. But quality also has a measure, sir. Unless you measure, you cannot manage. So we do not have enough data. I was trying to research on various SDGs where we stand. We don't have too much data, sir. On monitoring, this is the interaction between two ministries program and all. I think Niti Aayog should take the responsibility, but they are taking the responsibility only between coordination between state government programs and central government. It's very, very important, sir, that or some other organization, or maybe the ministries themselves, should create a body to coordinate all the various different yojanas and programs. So that is very, very important, sir. Lastly, sir, just to ask, we are a new state, sir, and just as the SDG goals were aspirational in nature, we also have a lot of aspirations, sir. And so far, we have tried to reach, and hopefully we are reaching the expectations of the people. Our Honorable Minister KCR Garu has introduced ASRA pensions, 1,000 rupees, and per month for all the elderlies, and 1,500 rupees for the handicap. The Mission Bhagiratha addresses SDG 6, sir. That is the clean drinking water, and promised just 2 minutes or 1 minute. It promised that please do not vote us back to power unless we get a tap in every household, and we are spending 40,000 crores on clean drinking water, sir. Most politicians make false promises before the elections. We are making real promises after the election, sir. Harita Haram, sir, the world's largest tree planting programs, non-forest, non-commercial tree planting program, again in Telangana. More than 100 crores of trees are being planted now. TS IPAS addresses SDG 9, industrialization, and we have rapid growth of industrialization. All the Googles and Snapdeals, all these people have come to Telangana. The Mission Bhagiratha, these are sustainable agriculture and irrigation projects, sir. Instead of Mission Kakatiya, instead of building huge dams, we are reviving our ancient Kakatiya period tanks, and we are using the mud, which is nice silt, to fertilize the crops, sir. And we have Kalyan Lakshmi and for the women empowerment and gender equal, Kalyan Lakshmi and Shadi Mubarak, where we give, sir.
All right.
So finally, sir, the goals should be reached or attained, sir. The goals should not remain goals. So let us be tough on ourselves. In the year 2013, let them not be goals, let us make them achievements. And in the year 2030, let us hope we reach the future we want. Thank you, sir.